Hey, welcome back, everybody, and thanks. I'm really pleased to be joined by, well, not somebody from Halifax, or I should say their business is not in Halifax, but they're over in Brighouse. I'm joined by James Howard from Yorkshire Payments. Hi, James.
Hi, Lee. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good, good.
So, hope you're enjoying the weekend. Obviously, the reason I've had you in is, in terms of sports-wise, obviously the big news in our neighbouring Calderdale partner or a neighbour in Brighouse is Brighouse Town, and
Yeah.
You took over, I think, the club recently.
Yeah, it was February last year, so just over a year now. It was ratified in June, as the football seasons tend to officially start on the 1st of June. In terms of pending changes that have happened, so it wasn't officially ratified until then. Officially, the pre-season starts then. So yeah, I took over from Charlie Tolley from Andy Thornton's, who are a Ellen-based business, as people will be familiar with the Andy Thornton's product. Fantastic brand, fantastic business. Charlie was the chairman for many years, actually. Done a fantastic job, and he was looking to semi-retire. He's not that old, Charlie, bless him, he'll kill me for saying that, but he was looking to try to step down and just take on lesser work, really, within the football club. And I was a very young, opinionated supporter, sponsor from the sidelines, and he said, well, put your money where your mouth is. So I did, foolishly.
Yeah.
no, not foolishly. Sensibly, yeah. So you know what, it's been a fantastic journey, fantastic whirlwind. I've been a fan of football and broadly sport for many, many years. As you can tell, Lee, I haven't really played so much over the last few years. More of an armchair fan than anything else. But you know, I've been very fortunate. I've been very exposed to sport for a long time during most of my working career. To be perfectly honest, I used to work for Sky Sports and Sky Television in my early 20s. So I was exposed to lots of things and lots of production in my early 20s, which only continued my interest and excitement for the game and for sport generally behind the scenes, more importantly. Lots of fans and lots of followers of sport and football and rugby and cricket, netball, golf, whatever your passion is, are very much fixated on the sport itself and the game, the particular game side of things, which I'll admit happily, I'm a big fan of every sport, in particular the game. But there was a real sort of interest from my point in terms of, well, actually, how does that sport function? What's the commercial involvement? How does it run logistically? What are the operations like? What is it like day to day to be involved with that? And that really started from an early age. And obviously my exposure within my own business, Yorkshire Payments, we actually are very lucky to work with a number of professional sports clubs up and down the region and further afield, actually, I must say, into the northeast of the Midlands, and being involved and around those professional clubs, Bradford City, Wakefield Trinity in Super League, Huddersfield Giants, Huddersfield Town, Rochdale, Burnley, Oldham, Sheffield United, Chesterfield, many names. I was sort of exposed to the professional side of what really goes on behind the scenes, you know. And I've got some stories which probably isn't for this conversation here and now, but you know what, it excited me, and obviously being based in Brighouse as a business. I actually live in Halifax, by the way, so I do live in Halifax, but our business is run out of Brighouse. It was only natural and right that my business supported our local football club from a sponsorship point, and that was very critical to our not necessarily a return on investment, because it's very difficult to get a return on investment at that type of level. However, it was just the right thing to do from a community point. And we sponsored and supported the club as best as we could and as much as we could, absolutely. And it's always about what you can afford to do. It was right, James. Okay, your turn. So yeah, it's been challenging. And I'll tell you something funny, actually, because when I took over the club, we'd just been promoted as a football club into the Northern Premier League. We won the playoffs. We beat Pontefract Collieries 3-0. away. We'd absolutely hammered them. We had a couple of players on loan from Huddersfield Town, which was brilliant in terms of the relationship there. And we've just been promoted. And we fast forward a year on. We've not been promoted under a technicality. We've had a 4-point league deduction, kicked out the FA trophy, and coronavirus has ruined our season, making it null and void. So one fan actually reminded me of that success that so far I've had as a chairman. So yeah, I didn't take offence at that. I just found it quite tongue in cheek, but yeah, that was quite interesting and statistically true actually. So yeah, not doing too bad.
I think the only way is up, and I think it's a perfect pub quiz question, that, isn't it? Yeah, who got promoted and then still didn't go up the league, etc. So
correct.
So going on the juniors, part of the idea of the whole weekend this weekend is to support junior clubs who might find it difficult to find sponsors. And I'm not suggesting everybody contacts Yorkshire Payments, but what we're trying to do is raise some funds so that can go in and hopefully ease the pressure. How do you see the junior leagues around the area being able to feed into Brighouse Town once we get back to the other side and some sort of normality?
Well, I think it's important, really. Certainly from families, generally speaking, from the kids' aspects as well as parents. And I think it's good to have that feeder development system anywhere from a progression point. But actually, I think it offers more than that, Lily. I think it's more to do with the community spirit and the fact that, what per se, Brighouse Town, it's having that opportunity and for the youngsters that are coming through the junior setups, girls and boys, because we have two sections, the girls and the boys, to feed into the men's and the women's respectively. It's absolutely fantastic for the kids to be part of a bigger club and a bigger community, and we get those kids involved with the match day experiences from a ball boy or a ball girl perspective, from a mascot perspective, and just being part of a bigger plan, really. And it's lovely to see that they do get involved, and it's important because not only does it offer fitness and health benefits, but I think actually socially and from a mental health point, Lee, as well, that's absolutely important for us all to maintain our mental health and well, not so much when you're losing 4-0 on a Saturday afternoon. It might not do your do your cholesterol and your blood pressure any good, but certainly from an interaction and the community involvement, it's important. It's massive, absolutely massive. We're a big advocate of junior development, and I urge any semi-professional, any professional grassroots teams to have or certainly consider that type of setup because it's valuable.
Good. And I know it's only got a short amount of time today as we whistle through the weekend. We're trying to feature a lot of charities throughout, and again, there's a lot of fundraisers around. A lot of events have been cancelled. A lot of shops, if people had shops, have been closed. I know that Yorkshire Payments has actually worked really hard on developing new solutions for a lot of charities. I think we were talking just before, Andrew, something about a charity box. Can you give us a bit more information? Because I know there'll be a lot of people from clubs, charities, organisations that they're going to have to find new ways of doing things going forward. But if you could spend just a short amount of time on that for us.
Yeah, so we've got involved with an American tech giant who has brought a solution over to the UK. We've got the exclusivity within the north of England on this particular product. And the idea behind the solution is to replace the conventional donation boxes that rely on physical donations, cash donations, whether it be notes or coins, and turn that into a contactless donation device. So effectively, you will come along, and they can be operated in an unattended environment, so they can be left standstill on in a railway station or in the middle of the wool shops in Halifax or wherever, in an unattended environment or an attended environment, fully secure. And you can come along and make a donation on your smartwatch, on your smartphone, or a standard contactless bank card or credit card. So I genuinely believe that's the future. They're fully customizable and branded. You'll actually start to see them roll out in the Peace Hall very soon. Big part of our town here. Huge project that they have for this. to raise funds for the Peace Hall Trust and other organisations. So some other local names I must mention: Overgate Hospice, huge, offer huge services and great support throughout Calderdale. They've just got involved with us with the contactless giving as well. So yeah, certainly in a roundabout way, I think that the situation that we're finding ourselves in at the minute will possibly accelerate our mindsets and our behaviours from dealing with cash into more sort of digital forms of payments, and we feel we have the solution to try and support that. So
brilliant. Well, I think there'll be some young ones listening who's thinking, cash, what's that?
Yeah.
They've already got these cards. But now, thanks for spending some time with us. I hope you're enjoying the show this weekend, and thanks for your support. And again, guys, obviously, if you're in charities, that's handy to know. We've got a local provider and obviously a local feeder. If we've got good kids in the junior leagues, maybe they'll play for Brighouse Town, and maybe by that point, James, they'll be in the Premier League or the Championship or all those things. I'm sure you've got huge aspirations.
You never know. It's just about being realistically, and we urge all people of all ages and all backgrounds to get involved with community sport. It's huge.